Day 55 here in the book, I talked about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is day 55. Write it down, right? Write it down, write it down, write it down. Yesterday, and we'll link to the video from yesterday, I talked about the power of this one single journaling exercise where I was at a conference about 7 years ago and he wrote out kind of what are our goals and then what would it look like to 10x those goals, right? And not that we'll necessarily ever get there, but just opening the mind and thinking through the process of what would it look like to get there, right? Who's the person I would need to become? Who would I need to hire? It was just a really powerful process. And I think part of the reason was because we wrote it down, right? We didn't just think about it. We didn't just kind of like go through the mental checklist of like, oh yeah, let me think about what that would be like. No, we actually wrote down what would the strategy be? Who would you have to hire? Who would you have to become? What would you have to learn? What skills would you have to develop? How would you have to manage your schedule? And just writing all that stuff down really stuck in my mind. And actually to this day, I still use a couple tools. One is my call tracker of all the people that I'm keeping in touch with during the week. And then the other thing is this tool called the Panda Planner, where you write down your schedule every day. And it's like these tools of writing things down, I think are still really powerful and important to us. Maybe they're even more powerful and important now in this world of tweets and bleeps and blips and kind of everything that tries to get into our world digitally. So let me just read here from the book. I have volumes and volumes of notebooks filled with personal goals, notes from conferences and seminars, meetings I've attended, lists of business ideas, takeaways from mastermind groups I participate in. The list goes on and on and on and on. Frequently, I never even review those notes. Like very seldomly, I've got probably 34, 35 different binders down here of handwritten notes over the last couple of years of coaching ideas, mortgage ideas, customer service ideas, notes on books that I've read, conferences I've attended. And a lot of times I never review any of that stuff. However, just the act of writing the stuff down somehow helps me, and for most humans, retain the information better and propel us into action versus sending an email or making a comment on Facebook or putting it in Evernote, which I think is a great tool. Evernote's a digital tool for taking notes on your phone, but there's just not quite the same power as writing stuff down. I've read a couple studies on this actually from the group that does the Panda Planner. Millions of people have found a shift back to written journals, written planners, written schedules can be really helpful. We humans find huge value in taking 5 minutes a day or at night to organize your thoughts, write down our schedule, and use pen and paper to get the stuff that we want to accomplish out there into the world, down onto paper, something we can reflect on. And just that physical reinforcement of writing down our goals, a lot of times is enough to help us stick to our goals, stick to our calendar, stick to the checklist, right? As we near the end of the 61-day journey, this book, you may have a lot of scattered thoughts you want to get down on paper, right? Like you might be watching a video here in the Generate group, and then you might be in the Rise Up community, and then you might be getting stuff from professional trade groups you're in for mortgage or real estate or appraisal professionals. You probably have a lot of random thoughts. And so another thing that I keep on my desk pretty much at all times is a Post-it notepad and then just a pad of paper here, right? So I'm constantly making notes, crafting out things that I want to work on, checklist items I need to get back to. If it's really important, I obviously put it in my calendar. But if it's just something that's like, hey, I just need a little thought jogger to get back to this by the end of the day, just writing it down is super important, right? You might have found that over this last 60 days, tracking your leads digitally works for you. Maybe you're also doing it by paper. Whatever your goal or your reason or, whatever your rationale for watching this video or participating in this group or wanting to get your business back on track, if you integrate a few different written ideas, right? Maybe it's a written journal, maybe it's a gratitude journal, maybe it's getting a Panda planner and writing down your schedule for the day. I promise you, if you start writing more stuff down and kind of generating your thoughts down onto paper, can't go wrong. All good things. Hey, if you're watching this, do me a favor, click the like button, leave a comment. If you're the type of person that likes checklists, likes to write down your goals or your schedule for the day, leave a note here. So I'm not just, I know I'm not the only crazy one. All right, got the California hat on today, representing California. Hopefully we're coming out of this shelter in place, this pandemic, and doing all the right things. And we can get the economy here in California back on track. All right, love you guys.